What does Ambedkarism mean as we speak in the diaspora, as we are situated in the diaspora, in the United States? How do we approach social change, building movements here in the United States in challenging times of authoritarianism and fascism taking root, while continuing to be rooted in the principles of Ambedkarism? How do we build a just future as Ambedkarites? First, to me, to be an Ambedkarite means to be fiercely anti-caste, to believe in fighting for the total annihilation of caste, not just in rhetoric, but in action. How do we annihilate caste without annihilating capitalism and patriarchy that is now so completely bound up in it? These are important questions for our times. To be an Ambedkarite means to be fiercely and apologetically challenging and naming Brahmanism and Brahmanic supremacy, as it embodies every aspect of our lives. Being an Ambedkarite also means believing in the strength and the resilience of our histories and the non-Brahmanic and anti-caste peoples and their power that has for thousands of years stood steadfast against Brahmanic dominance and appropriation. This is 3,000 years of slavery. They want to erase history. To be Ambedkarite is to be unapologetically and fiercely feminist. Baba Sahib asserted that the caste system is rooted in the oppression of women and that it needs the domination to continue to survive as a system. So to be an Ambedkarite means consistently working to challenge women's oppression, to be rooted in gender justice, to support the leadership and voices of Dalit women and LGBTQI people, their ideas, their work. To be an Ambedkarite is to challenge patriarchal tendencies and actions within ourselves too. To be an Ambedkarite is to be for labor rights. Dr. Ambedkar showed us that the core of the caste system is maintained through the graded division of laborers. And this capitalist system today further entrenches the caste system, maintaining the graded division of laborers. In this context, how do we be an Ambedkarite? It means challenging Hindu supremacist politics, Hindutva politics, their bigoted casteism and Islamophobia and their ideologies wherever they exist. We have to fiercely challenge Islamophobia within our communities, outside of our communities. For because when we unite across caste, across faith, across class lines to fight for a better world, it's the only path to achieving liberation for all of us. That is what it means to be an Ambedkarite. To be an Ambedkarite means opposing the appropriation and distortion of Baba Sahib's ideas by the Hindutva ideologues and Hindutva movement wherever it's happening. To be an Ambedkarite is to follow in the long legacy of not only Baba Sahib's work in challenging the Brahmanical Hindutva, but also following in the legacy of Phule and the non-Brahman movements that existed from Phule's to the Periyars in many places in India and beyond. It is especially important to remember that to be an Ambedkarite is also to be an anti-racist and to be an anti-imperialist too. To stand with the immigrants and undocumented, to stand with our Black siblings who continue to face systemic violence and discrimination, and MAGA white supremacists as they're attacking critical race theory, and MAGA people admiring Hindu supremacists attacking what they call critical race theory. They have all the allegiances clear.